Good afternoon. I've just woken up. Look at the state of my hair. I got up at 5:30 this morning-ish because I did a car boot. I've got so much crap in the attic. I just spent the last 2 days sorting through it all. I had 7 or 8 boxes of teacher files and teacher resources. Absolutely crazy amounts of crap in the attic. Anyway, the teacher files and boxes, they're in the car to go to the tip. But I did fill up the car full to the top, to the brim, with all sorts of shit from past lives that you just keep and keep. Anyway, my Sunday musing is not about going to the car boot, but I just thought I'd give you a warning why I'm looking a bit scruffy, and I've got my bikini on because it is about 40 degrees outside today, so jolly hot. And after this I'm going to go and sit outside, I think, with a large glass of wine because I think I deserve it. It is so tiring doing a car boot. Anyway, so I went to bed at 12. Oh no, I didn't. I went to bed about 1:30 and then got up at 3, so it's 3:30 now. Anyway, I'm waffling again. Stop waffling, woman. What was my Sunday musings going to be? Well, I wanted to do it last week, but I got distracted by a year 9 conversation that I had with somebody online, and I know it didn't agree with everybody what I had to say, but it's always just my opinions and my thoughts on Sunday musings. And yeah, happy just to take it on chin, really, what other people think, because now I'm in my 50s, I don't really give a toss. Say what you like. Anyway, what did I want to talk about? I'm just going to hold it up a bit better like that. There you go. You don't see my fat stomach. Oh dear, I think I need a bit of lipstick as well, a bit of lip gloss. Here you go. Right, am I going to get started or not? Yes, I am. Ooh, not better? I don't really like this one very much. It's got chili in it, look. Makes your lips go blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about last week, which I'm talking about today, is about your engine. And when I mean your engine, everybody has, the best way to describe it is your engine is like this. This is how you feel on a daily basis. You're okay. Yeah, so you're like this. You're okay. So when your engine is not okay, you are up here. So your engine is up here, and you need to try and get your engine back down into the okay range. Your engine can also be down here, and that's not really okay as well. It's not really functioning as well as it should be. So it needs to be brought up to here into the okay range. So if I had a piece of pen and paper, I should have drawn this actually and showed it, but this is where you want your engine really, is to be functioning in the middle. You don't want it to be functioning highly up here, that's not okay, and you don't want it to be under functioning down here, that's not okay, because you need to bring it up. Now, why I talk about all this is because when you are a teacher, you are put on hundreds of courses, you have hundreds of speakers that come in and talk to you about various things, and regularly we would have an occupational therapist come in on our training days, that's an OT, and she would talk to us about, well, one particular session, an OT talked to us as a teacher body about children's engines functioning too high or too low, but it's very much so for anyone really, not just children. And the way you can bring your engine back down into the okay range or back up again into the okay range where you feel okay. And different people, different children have different ways of bringing your engine up or down into that okay range. And I have something that I do that brings me down into my okay range. I tend to highly function up here. I'm not down under my engine where I need it to be brought up. I actually need to have it brought down. Many children are, well, either, stop saying I say a lot, I'm going to have to edit out all these So if a child, for example, is high functioning, so it's sort of ADHD kind of behaviours, can't sit still, fidgeting, tapping, moving around, fiddling, twitching about, non-stop talking, so these are signs of a child who's up here and needs to be brought down. And as teachers, we were given tools how to deal with children to bring them down into the okay range, and it's really interesting because I quite often, if a child was very fidgety and couldn't sit still, I would let them stand up at their table to do their work, and by standing you are triggering muscles which helps the child calm down, I suppose. And also we had wobble cushions as well, which was suggested to use, which are cushions with like little bumps in to help sort of stop the fidgeting, and it satisfies that need to fidget or move, so it brings the engine back down into that kind of the okay range. Another thing the OT had, which she showed us, which was a weighted jacket, and you basically put it over the child's shoulders, and it does this, it pulls them down like this. It gives them a kind of a grounded feeling, and this calms them down as well. And that's a weighted jacket. But you could also go behind a child when they were working and just put your hands gently on their shoulders like that and push down, and that gives them that connection and makes them feel calm and brings their engine back down into the okay range. So that's children who are highly functioning, but you've also got children who are below the okay line, who need sort of waking up, I suppose, and bringing up into the okay range here. And things like stimulating. It's stimulating, so you're not overstimulating, but you are stimulating. And quite often they're floppy as well, children who are underperforming. So if they're floppy, you'll get them to do exercises. I would get the children to put their hand on the side of their chair and push their bodies up like that, so that they are stimulating their bodies. Also, we had grippy pencils as well, which were funny little shapes, which would wake their fingers up and bring them back up into the okay range. So yeah, bringing children back up again who are under functioning, to bring them back up again, so wake them up again into the okay range, and lots of breaks as well. So that's also good for the over-functioning as well as the under-functioning, because you're bringing the engine down by giving them exercise, but you're also waking up those who are under-functioning and need to bring their engine back up into the okay range. So for adults, it's very similar. There are things that we do to quite often, well, for me, to bring myself down into the okay range. And there's one thing I do, and I've always done it, and I'm sure, I know there are other people who do it because I've seen them, and I spot them in restaurants doing it, or out and about in a cafe or something, sitting down, because it is when you're sitting down, and that's shaking your leg up and down. So if I just move the camera, I'll show you what I mean, not like doing the splits in the air, something like that, but it's just shaking, wobbling your leg. And I don't know, for me, that brings me down, because I am quite a high functioning individual. I'll just show you what I mean. So I just bounce my leg, just one, not both of them, just one of them. I just do the right side. I tend to do the right side. I just bounce my leg up and down like that under the table. And I quite often do that if I'm sat in meetings, or in a cafe, or even at home. And the family say, stop shaking your leg. But I've always done it. And I just think that's something that I do that brings my engine back down into the okay range. It's a bit gratuitous, isn't it? My boobs wobbling as well. Hope you enjoyed that. But it's just literally just shaking from my toe and just shaking my leg like that, and that brings my engine back down again and makes me feel a bit calmer. So I do that when I'm feeling agitated or overstimulated, I suppose. I guess it's a bit like calming down techniques, isn't it? Count to 10, take deep breaths. It's a bit of that sort of calming down thing, but it's a constant action. It's not something like count to 10 or go out for a walk. I mean, all these things help to calm you down, but if you are high functioning, then you do things regularly. It's a bit like a habit, I suppose. My dad, when I know he's high functioning, I'm quite similar to him in a lot of ways. He's also blonde and blue-eyed like me. We've got a Danish background, so I think that's where this colouring comes from. Anyway, that's got nothing to do with it. He hums when he's on his boat. When we're on a boat yachting, he will be feeling very anxious about pulling out, and the weather and the tides, and there's lots of things to think about when you go sailing. And if you're a crew on the boat, you can hear him going he doesn't know he's doing it, but he only ever does it when he's in sort of high functioning, anxious-y kind of situations. So he hums. And another thing, I was at the car boot today, and there was a group of people. They had some learning disability adults with them, and there was one of them, and he was doing this gesturing, and I know because my child was tested for autism that this is again helping them come down into the okay range, because they're overstimulated. So all this overstimulation helps them come back down into the okay range. And my daughter does have a learning disability, and she does do a lot of things which need to make her okay, but I might make a whole new video about her, because she is yes, different, very different, should I say. But she does a lot of things that need to bring her engine down. I'm doing my again. Bringing an engine up. So that's very typical of somebody with low thyroid. So you've got high thyroid, low thyroid. If you had to put some real medical terms on things, and you can take pills to bring your thyroid level back up again, and to give you more stimulation and make you feel more alive, I suppose. I don't know. I'm not a medical expert, not doctor or anything, but I know that my mum takes thyroid tablets, and she's given me kind of a gist about over functioning and under functioning thyroids. But yeah, it's just very interesting about your engine, and that's what today's musings about, is about how your engine functions. Are you high functioning or are you a low functioning person? And what do you do if you are high functioning? Are there any habits that you do regularly, like me with my shaking my leg, to bring my engine down so I feel okay? And like my dad, he hums to bring his engine back down again. So let me know, are you high functioning kind of person or are you a low functioning person? And what do you do to bring your engine back into the okay area here, the okay line? Or you might not be high, you might not be low, you might be just in the middle like Goldilocks, just right. So none of this actually applies to you. Let me know. Be really, really interested to know what kind of functioning person you are. Sounds awful, doesn't it? What kind of functioning person are you? But yeah, let me know.